This is the Model F keyboard, actually a reproduction by a company called Ellipse, but it, in theory, is the exact same mechanisms as was originally produced by IBM beginning in 1981. So it has buckling spring switches, which is basically a spring that when you press down the key, it bends over and hits a flapper, which is how it actuates. And it, presses against a board, a hardwired board. Anyway, point being is that this exact model, the F77, in theory was actually never produced by IBM because of the way it has these cursor keys here, the four arrow keys. There was never a version exactly like this. There was something very similar. So this redo was actually is arguably an improvement, and this just kind of came out in the last year or two. So how does this capacitive buckling spring keyboard sound? It is so awesome and clanky and raw. So there you have it, my new F77 Model F keyboard that has, oh, and by the way, this is made of zinc. It is a 9-pound keyboard. It is unbelievably heavy and is fantastic in that regard. So, yep, so anyway, very cool keycaps here where it's got kind of a textured top and shiny sides. Everything about this is really high quality, first class. I bought it with some extra parts, some extra springs and whatnot. A lot of these original boards from the 80s are still in use. So clearly they're unbelievably durable. I understand that these keys are, or the switches are, built to last 100 million actuations. So even though I have repair parts, chances are I'm not going to need to repair anything in my lifetime. And I bought it, and like the second or third time I started to use it, I was beating my all-time speed records for typing. Interestingly enough, it's an obnoxious sound because it's very clangy and springy and ringy, but the feel of it is unbelievable. I've become, when I use this keyboard, I am so much more accurate and just more quick than with any other keyboard that I have in my collection, if you will. So there's 4, 5, 6 other keyboards that I rotate with kind of the modern day Cherry MX type switches. And once I've gone to this buckling spring old style, I even have a Topra keyboard, which kind of came out in the late 90s, and which is also a fantastic switch, kind of a membrane, a combination membrane mechanical switch. But I have to say that just from a feel perspective and typing capability perspective, the buckling spring capacitive keyboard has them all beat, no doubt. Other than the sound, and some people love the sound of this, other people tolerate the sound of it, some people can't stand it. I think I'm half between love it and tolerate it. It's maybe not my favorite sound, but it's growing on me. Anyway, this is my F77 board. Just have had it about a day or so, but really like it. Fantastic. Super well made. I know there's a bunch of variants. Even this finish on it, this paint finish. When my son looked at it, and when Noah looked at it, he said, "Why has it got water bubbles on it?" But that's just the I think powder coated paint texture on top of the zinc that creates that look. It is so old school looking and types so old school. It is just fantastic. There you have it.